So the good news and bad news for today's video is that I actually have an agenda. So hopefully I can get through this quicker than I did yesterday. If you hear noises in the background, it is because there's some children playing. Good for them. Um, so for March 6th, I just want to make a COVID connection. It was March 6th of 2020 when the UAE government pretty much went into lockdown mode. They ordered everybody to start working remotely. Um, and so for the next more than a year, I was teaching online and only online. Students were sent home, didn't see students in person again for more than a year after that. So it's the fact that the UAE got that right. The UAE got COVID right better than any country on the planet, to be clear. That gives me more faith in what we're dealing with right now. So it's a parallel. I'm not Rain Man. I'm not Dustin Hoffman, Rain Man, but dates and so forth stick in my mind. It's who I am. Which, by the way, quick shout out, Michelle Lamming Adkins, one of the high school bestie, one of the most wonderful human beings on the planet. Happy birthday, Michelle. You'll never see this video, but happy birthday because I can't reach her except I go to LinkedIn. Anyhow, happy birthday, Michelle. Um, so next up, yesterday I went to horse racing. I'm not into horse racing, to be clear. I bet on one race the entire time. I bet a $3 bet on a horse that he just looked good. And so I bet on that, whatever. I'm really not into horse racing. I've lost my ass in enough racing things back home that I don't need to do it here. Um, and yeah, I lost that $3 bet. But what was great about that trip was on my taking a taxi to there because I knew I was going to be consuming alcohol. I had a Nigerian taxi driver, and we had a fantastic conversation because it's a long drive. And I was surprised he loves Trump. And I said, I know a lot of Africans that I've never met somebody from Africa that actually likes Trump. And he explained that he's a Christian and Christians are being persecuted in Nigeria. And so, as a Nigerian Christian, Trump is doing things to help their community. So, to everybody who says that I have Trump derangement syndrome, let me be clear. I not only was very happy to hear that story from him, I tipped him well, and I have his phone number to have him, whatever, I'd be happy to have him as driver again. And I'm genuinely happy to know that Trump has done something to make the world a better place because all I see is how he's not made the world a better place. And on the way back, I had a Nepalese driver, and we had, yeah, anyhow, I took a convoluted way back, so it was a really long trip back. And we talked about everything Nepal, because as all of you know, Nepal is my spiritual home. And although yesterday was a relatively calm day when it comes to attacks on this country from Iran, it's worth noting that at least six laborers from Nepal, Pakistan, um, not sure any other nationalities, were injured yesterday from falling debris from a drone strike. So, wish them the best. Um, I'm gonna do something here that I'm doing this with, I've not done this in a long time, so cut me some slack. I'm going to do share screen, and I just want to show you from my time at the at where the golf thing was. The best thing you can say about going to the Palm, the restaurant here in town, this is the golf club restaurant. Um, the best thing of Brits, to be clear, are their steak pies. So this is a steak and Guinness pie. Oh my God, was it good? Yeah, I just got to throw that out there. They really do. Steak and Guinness pie is great. The conversation I had there, so by the way, I also want I want my videos to be somewhat educational. And anyhow, I talked to several different groups of people while I was there. I was being flirtatious, I guess, and talking. It was great to see people. Really, it was. Um, oh, side note, Aloft, my home away from home, the bar upstairs is the Cheers for me. Aloft is at three-fourths capacity. There, a whole lot of people from Dubai and Abu Dhabi have come to Al Ain to stay at hotels here just because Al Ain is safer. And so I was really happy to see Aloft getting a lot of business because it's a great place. And so I wish them well. But anyhow, I had several different conversations with people that as I was thinking to myself, this is banal. And I'm like, so after I got home, I'm like, and by the way, I had to come home early because I had to have, anyhow, I had to come home early. Let that go, Steve. Um, but I had to look up the word. And so the definition of banal is a conversation so lacking in originality to be obvious and boring. And so, and I was like, yeah, actually, that was some of the conversations I was having. So whatever was firing in the back of my head, it was accurate. Another SAT word that I love is the term mendacious. And so let me see. Oh, I got it queued up. Good to go. Um, Now, the definition of mendacious, before I play this video, the definition of mendacious is it describes a person or statement, it describes a person that is dishonest, untruthful, and habitually given to lying or deception. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the press secretary for the President of the United States.
Time to make evacuation plans because this all happened so quickly. Given how critical the president has been of the chaotic evacuation from Afghanistan by the last administration 5 years ago, why wasn't there more of a focus on evacuation plans from the Middle East that could have been at least put in place ready to go before the strikes this weekend?
Again, I just laid out for you that there have been plans in place and that the State Department has been very clear to the American people traveling within this region not to travel to these regions. We gave notices to leave immediately the countries where these Americans were within. And unlike the previous administration, we actually have a number. We actually have identified the number of people in the region who have requested help. We are in direct contact and engagement with them. And you have to keep in mind, there's a few thousand people who have requested assistance to come home in comparison to the millions who we understand are in the region. So we will help every single American who wants to come home if they're making that request of the State Department.
Americans who called the State Department hotline as recently as last night were being told, we can't help you. You have to make your own plans.
Well, the line was updated, and I expect every single person in this room to report on that accurately so that information can be relayed appropriately to your audiences and to the American people. I think as journalists, you all have a responsibility to let them know that the line has been updated accordingly with the proper guidance, because I saw many people in this room very quick to do selfie videos with the line yesterday, but not so quick to report on the corrected message today. So that is something the administration quickly worked to address, and we have fixed that problem. However, we're also pointing to people to the website, again, to register so that we know exactly where you are. So when there are commercial flights moving into that area, when there are chartered flights moving into that area, we can get Americans on planes as quickly as possible.
Do you have any details on how many charter flights have been able to get out of the region so far with Americans on board?
I don't have an exact count for you, but I know that we're working on chartering many flights. As soon as we were doing it yesterday, we're doing it again today. And you should not expect us to detail exactly when these flights are taking off for obvious reasons. The Iranians have shown that they are not going to hesitate to target civilians in the region, which is completely intolerable. But for safety and security reasons, we're not going to be broadcasting when flights full of Americans are going to be taking off, obviously.
Okay, I want to make my picture a little bit bigger here. So I know how the rules of YouTube work, and so there's so many F-bombs I want to drop right now that I can't, because if I do, it then gets an adult rating, and then nobody will get to see this video. So I'm going to, from this point forward in all videos, I'm going to adopt the Battlestar Galactica term they used as frack. And so let me just say, frack you, Carolyn Levitt. You are a mendacious fracker. Mendacious fracker. Doesn't work. Really, yeah. That's where the F word just works so much better. trust me on this. I am in the US and UAE expat groups. I've even joined, anyhow, I've joined a whole lot of expat groups across this region. Everything she just said was a lie. I wish there was a God who could smite her and strike her with lightning for doing what she just did. This is to say that she's mendacious. It's absolutely the right word. But I actually like to use mendacious F word because that's really the right word. Um, last topic. Come on. Let me get to it. Actually, it's not the last topic. Last topic where I need the video. So there's been a big discussion about the Strait of Hormuz, and Donald Trump did two things yesterday that's actually a good thing. So he offered to basically insure any ship that goes through the Strait of Hormuz. Um, and that so if they get attacked, the US will pay for the insurance to whatever. So that's a good thing. Any president would have done it, not giving him kudos for it because any president would have done it. He's also offering that the US Navy will escort the ship through. So that's also a good thing. But and I don't know when this screenshot was taken. So I don't know. Maybe there are some ships going through right now, but at midday yesterday, America time, anyhow, March 6th, America time, there are no ships going through right now. So far, nobody's taking them up on it. And as you can see, the cluster of ships waiting to go in, there are ships waiting to go in. It'll be interesting to see in the next couple of days, do the ships actually go in? I don't know. Um, okay, I've done everything that I want to share. So now I can stop the share. You're back on me. I wanted to share a video that I can't share, but it is that the UAE is now sending a fighter jet escort for any planes that are taking off from Dubai or Abu Dhabi. So, um, and the friend who shared it to me, I was like, I I can't imagine what it's like to be on an airplane and you've got a fighter jet escorting you because it's their goal not that you will get shot down, they will take it for you. Yeah, so that's real. And by the way, I enough people have sent me enough fake videos over the last couple of hours, days, whatever. Don't believe the things you're getting. The stuff I share, it's I'm getting it firsthand. Literally, I'm getting it from people who were involved here. So, yeah, the don't believe everything you see. It was always true in the age of AI. Ugh, yeah. Um, so yeah, Strait of Hormuz. Um, I um a great Republican friend of mine. Hi, Matt. He'll see this. Um, he saw my video yesterday, and I'm not sure he's voted for Trump all three times, but I think he has. Um, anyhow, he knows the industry well. He was like, "I'm agreeing with you on the whole. Why hasn't the price of oil gone up more than it has?" So, still monitoring. I don't. I maybe we'll have better insight as the time goes on. The stock market also puzzles me because I have no idea how the stock market's not plunged. Yay. The dollar's up a bit. I expect that. That's what's called a flight to safety. So dollar's up a bit, not a lot. It's still down more than 10% from when Trump took office, to be clear. Gold, by the way, has doubled since Trump entered office. So the flight to safety, when the world looks like it's about to be destroyed, people buy gold and they buy the dollar. The dollar went up 2% after losing 10% since Trump went into office. So yeah, more than anyhow. The dollar is still down since Trump got in. But since Trump became president, gold has more than doubled. And I'm not going to go into it, but that actually says a lot. Um, so where I want to end this is if you enjoy politics and you enjoy whatever, the smartest person covering this in the late night shows, Jimmy Kimmel and Stephen Colbert, they're the funniest. The smartest is Seth Meyers. And this is long before this whole war. They've started posting their videos even before his show airs. So I watch it in the morning time in the UAE, and I'm like, the late night with Seth Meyers, 11:30 Iowa time, hasn't even aired yet, but I'm getting to see his videos. And he did a fantastic takedown on Pete Hegseth, um, saying that he should be the next white rapper because he played where anyhow Hegseth really likes to talk in a rhythmic way. And so I'm not going to give you the entire takedown that Seth did, but the last two lines were the part I love the most. The U.S. military, we're here to serve and protect while fully erect. That's a good place to end this. I hope you're all well, and yeah, talk to you tomorrow.